Infowars and Breitbart's ad revenue. And Drudge is pretty much screaming, watch, this is going to happen to every conservative outlet soon, this is going to happen to him. Basically, Drudge, Infowars, and Breitbart are all shouting that this is going to be a coordinated attack to demonetize conservative news outlets in a way to make reporting conservative news unprofitable. Now, Google can throw anyone they want off of AdSense. For any reason. It's their platform. But this is fucking... I'm not a fan of forcing private companies to do anything, so I wouldn't force Google to accept everyone. But this seems incredibly malicious and specifically targeted against conservatives. Now, the reason they're giving for this is they're calling it fake news. If you want to make the argument for Infowars, fine. Although I will say that 99% of the time when Alex Jones says something crazy, he's proven right in a year or two. So I wouldn't call him fake news as much as I would call him scary ahead of the curve. I don't know. But Breitbart is 100% real news. Anyone who says otherwise is either intentionally misleading themselves or so liberally biased that they can't accept dissenting opinion. Now, I don't think this will really affect Infowars because Alex Jones makes all of his money off of the super male vitality pills and the water filters, so I think he'll be fine, but I don't know what Breitbart's going to do. They might have to go to a subscription model to contain themselves, and that'll stem the dissemination, sorry, I'm tongue-tied right now, I have a bit of a headache. They're going to try to stop the dissemination of conservative news. If it's not profitable for them to report it, they would have to go to a subscription model. So, this is a pretty terrifying time. I don't know if this is because they had complaints from the advertisers, or if this is part of the ongoing, very organized mainstream media attack against alternative media. They don't like the fact that any schmuck with a webcam can say anything and disrupt their narrative, and they don't like the fact that someone like Alex Jones has as big of a following as he does. Same thing with Breitbart. They blame Alex Jones and Breitbart for getting Trump elected. Granted, I would blame Hillary for that, but what are you going to do? Again, I wouldn't force Google to take anyone they don't want to take on AdSense, but this is very clearly targeted against conservatives. And as someone who likes to spout conservative news on YouTube, which is a Google platform, I'm a little terrified. I've only been censored once. That's not true. I've been censored a couple of times, and I just took down the videos. It seems I can't criticize Israel or Judaism, even though I'm Jewish, and I'm not being anti-Semite. I just think there are some actual problems with Israel that we can talk about. Maybe there's some deeply rooted issues with the concept of Zionism, but you can't talk about that. But in those circumstances, they didn't demonetize me, they just banned the video. Again, it's their platform, so I'm kind of bent by their rules, but all this is doing is making me want to move to LiveLeak. And I don't want to have to put my vlogs up on LiveLeak right next to all, the beheading videos and stuff, but at least I know LiveLeak isn't going to try to censor opinion, and I genuinely worry now that you're going to see YouTube kick Infowars off. I think you're going to see YouTube kick Milo off. Oh, maybe they'll even kick me off. I think demonetization is the first step. It's clearly an attempt to make it unprofitable, so that way these people will do something else to make a living. They're trying to force them out of their careers, and force them to do a different career, or force them to report stuff that they are okay with. I don't know how this all works out, but it's going to be really interesting. This is a little bit scary, because I think there's going to be more shit like this coming down the pipeline. I mean, I can't call it an assault on free speech because they're not censoring him, but it's definitely an assault on the ability of people disseminating news others don't want disseminated to make a living. And journalists gotta eat. We'll see where this goes. If there's any changes, I'll let you know, but don't be shocked when Drudge gets its ads pulled very shortly. Drudge is shouting it's going to happen. I think he's usually right. But, congratulations, all that you're doing is making them look right, because like I've always said, every time that you censor someone and shut them up, people are now going, well, what did they say that got them censored? And they're going to go listen to them. And scary enough, I think more people are going to find they have a lot to relate with to Alex Jones and Breitbart than they would assume. So please stop trying to silence people. It doesn't work. You're just going to give them more viewers. You're just going to put more water filter sales in the Infowars store. Buy your water filter so that way you don't become a gay frog. Which, by the way, he was right. We were all laughing when he was saying there are chemicals in the water is turning the frogs gay. There's a problem in South America right now where because they introduced testosterone blockers and estrogen pumpers into the water, there's a giant pile of frogs having an orgy, a gay frog orgy, and they're not procreating, so an entire species of frogs might be wiped out. I laughed for so long at the gay frogs comment until I saw a study on it that just said frogs going extinct due to homosexuality, and my jaw dropped. I was like, holy shit. You know, it's like when you go back to, like, Alex Jones back in '07 covering his webcam with tape saying they're watching him. I thought he was fucking nuts, but then the NSA comes out. He tends to be right. He doesn't know how to explain himself, but he usually is like 2 years ahead of the curve. I don't know how the fuck he does it. Maybe he has a crystal ball or something. Maybe he's one of the Illuminati goblins he worries about, but hey, go give his stuff some views. He's not gonna make money off it right now, so you're not supporting him unless you buy his damn water filters and super male vitality pills. Which I hear super male vitality is just like ultra Viagra. I don't know. I'm a little afraid to take anything that Alex Jones concocted. This is the Infowar.